Good day, traders. Edison here with the Edison Trading Collective. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you all have had a great day thus far. Wow, what a doozy. It's funny, I hadn't heard that the Ukraine situation had taken shape until after I looked at the market. I loaded up my trade desk here and saw everything getting smoked, and I thought, well, I suppose Mr. Putin probably just lobbed some grenades over the wall in Kiev, and unfortunately I was correct. I've been sort of waiting for this day to come for the past couple of weeks, thinking that if it popped off, things were going to get pretty ugly, and it certainly did so. Had a nice trade today on Tesla short, and a couple learning lessons I think here as well, so let's get to it. Obviously we were going to open up about 7.5% lower than yesterday's close on Tesla. Of course I was short bias as a result. The market got crushed as well as a result of global affairs. So everything pointed in the direction of it was going to be a day to get short, of course. However, there's this other phenomenon when things happen like this, and I've seen it and been on the other side of this phenomenon more times than I would have preferred in my career. And that is the notion that people who are long-term bull bias traders on names like Tesla and Amazon and Google and Facebook, Netflix, etc., tend to see these days as opportunities to average in, pick up more shares cheaply. And of course, they have a target with this particular gap to fill as well. And so while you would say, well, that doesn't make a lot of sense, Edison, the market's down, it's down, there's global chaos, why in the world would this thing fill a 7.5% gap? Well, I would agree with you, and of course that's why I was short biased today. But it happens, and it's happening today as it unfolds. But we didn't let that deter us. We made a plan, we stuck to the plan, and we executed the plan pretty well today. So I'd like to talk a little bit more about that. But keep in the back of your mind rather, that these are things that you need to be cognizant of. The market is not always logical, and patterns do emerge. These large gaps up and down tend to create opportunities to sell and opportunities to buy for people. So you're going to be fighting that. It's much more prevalent when these gaps are big, 8%, 9%, 10%, $60 gaps, $100 gaps. It is far less prevalent and far more predictable when those gaps are much smaller. Had Tesla opened up $20 today, a gap down of $20, I probably would have been all in short today, right? Because that's not a huge incentive for people to come in and pick up shares if it's only down a point or two, right, or something to that end. But when it's down 8 points, 7.5 points, whatever it was, clearly that's an opportunity that people like to take advantage of. And here's why, right? I mean, look at this. It came up, it came back down to 900. Things are looking horrible for Tesla, and people bought it all the way back up to 1200. And so that stuff happens, and I was ready for that today. Okay, so let's get into the trade. It was unfortunate today, in addition to having to fight global chaos in the markets. I also had some issues with my trade desk, and I was down for about the first 5 or 6 minutes. I had to restart my trade desk twice, and when everything started operating what I thought to be pretty reasonably well again, I got back to it. So when my trade desk sort of woke back up again, I was right here, and I really took a step back and just said, okay, Edison, chill out, take a breath, reanalyze everything, make sure that your current plan is still going to work. And fortunately it did, and I think that's a really good lesson for you guys to think about, is when you're flustered, when you're having trade desk issues, when your dog's barking or whatever the case may be, the baby's crying, you need to be really careful about if you're in the right frame of mind to be making decisions that could potentially be catastrophic. So I made sure that I did that. It's just something that I have learned over the years, because when I don't follow that, things tend to turn out pretty poorly for me, and it's happened more times than I prefer, and I hope that maybe it prevents it for you in the future. I'll take the loss for you. So anyway, I see this pattern that the buyer stepped up and bought it up, and I really wanted to see that. Had Tesla just opened up and sold off, I probably would have left it alone and not traded today at all. It wasn't going to work for me. So I really wanted to see that. I did. It was great. Comes back down, touches the cloud, goes back up, and sort of stalls. The volume stalls here. We'll get a little bit more into that. You can see here on the SPY, it goes up, it sells off, it goes back up, and now we're right back to sort of right here when I get short on Tesla. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, it cannot break this 733 level. As it's doing so, the volume is dying off and dying off and dying off. Buyers are not stepping up. It throws in this nice candle here, this nice decision candle. I wish it would have been bigger. I wish the upper wick would have been a little bit bigger, but nevertheless, it was what I was looking to see. The market throws this little upper wick up here and then starts to roll over. So I got short. I got short 3 contracts right around there, and I added 2 more contracts in that same couple of minutes as well when it just simply could not break that 733 level. It sells off hard in the 841 candle, and I take off 3/5 of my position. So I took 3 contracts out of the 5 off. I knew this was going to be a scalp. I knew I was not going to overstay my welcome in this market. I knew things were going to be chaotic, so that was the plan the entire time. I did end up hedging a little bit against a bigger move and not taking all 5 off because I was really interested in what was going to happen at this 720 level, right? 720 level would have kept us underneath the cloud on the 5-minute, and I thought to myself, if this can get through 720, get underneath the 1-minute cloud, we might hunt new lows, and I wanted to keep a piece in the game for that. So I took about $720 off the table in my first 3 contracts. This candle, I took another one off because it was just going nowhere. It wasn't going down. I didn't like it. I took one off for maybe a $2 winner or something like that per contract, thinking to myself, you know what, I'll hang on through a couple more minutes to hopefully this thing, hits this point, rolls over, and I can hang on to one contract and let it ride, see what I can do. Well, the second that the 843 candle went above the 842 candle, I just got out for another small winner, maybe a buck a contract or something like that. So all in all, nice winner today, $1,024, very low risk, very light size for me, a little bit bigger size, just given the context of the day. I was thinking that we could be onto something big here, but that's okay. Tesla's been selling off pretty hard, and RSI in the daily was probably next to 0 at this point, particularly with the $60 gap down, and I knew buyers could step in, and certainly they didn't disappoint, right? And I knew that. I wanted to guard against that. I had taken a nice winner. That winner today got back everything that I lost on Tuesday in coordination with the win yesterday as well. So I'm now back green on the week. It feels really good. Confidence is high, and I'm pretty happy with how today turned out. So we'll leave it at that. Crazy day, fun day as always in the markets. Hope you all had a great day. Hope you guys had some luck as well. Like, subscribe, comment. Love building this channel with you guys. Can't wait to do more of it. Really looking forward to ending the week on a nice green day and taking some time off and doing a little ice fishing here in the Northwoods of Wisconsin, and maybe hop on the sled, put on a few miles, and go have a cocktail at a bar or something like that. So, but anyway, we will talk about that after our nice green day tomorrow. Take care, and we'll see you then.